the soul whispers.
There is a sentence that most people spend years trying to avoid. A sentence that sounds harsh when you first hear it. A sentence that feels almost cruel. But hidden inside it is one of the greatest freedoms a human being can discover. The sentence is this: no one is coming to save you. Not tomorrow, not when the timing feels perfect, not when life finally becomes easier, not when fear disappears. And strangely enough, the moment you truly understand that, something begins to change. Because waiting ends. Excuses begin to lose their power. And for the first time, your life belongs to you again. Most people spend years standing at the edge of their own future, looking out, hoping, waiting for confidence, waiting for permission, waiting for certainty, waiting for a sign. Life moves when someone decides to take a step before they feel ready, and perhaps tonight, that someone is you. Let's make something clear. This message is not about loneliness. It is not about becoming cold, and it is not about pretending that we do not need other people. Human beings need each other. We need friendship. We need love. We need support. Sometimes we need someone to sit beside us during our darkest nights. But even the people who love you most cannot do your inner work for you. They cannot face your fears for you. They cannot heal wounds you refuse to look at. They cannot build the life you keep postponing. They can walk beside you, but they cannot walk instead of you. And that realization is not depressing. It is empowering. Because if nobody else controls your path, then nobody else controls your future either. Imagine a prisoner sitting inside a small room. Year after year, day after day. The room is familiar, predictable, safe. Then, one day he notices something strange. The door has been unlocked for a very long time. Yet he remains inside. Not because he is trapped, but because freedom now feels more frightening than the prison. And isn't that how many people live? Not trapped by walls, not trapped by chains, but trapped by habits, by stories, by fear. Sometimes the door is already open, the relationship has ended. The opportunity has appeared, the dream is still alive, the path is visible. But stepping through the door requires uncertainty. And uncertainty terrifies us. So we stay where we are, not because we cannot leave, but because we are afraid of who we might become if we do. Some prisons have open doors. Remember that. People often imagine comfort as something pleasant, a warm couch, a peaceful afternoon, a quiet life. But comfort does not always look comfortable. Sometimes comfort looks like a job that drains your soul. Sometimes comfort looks like a relationship that no longer grows. Sometimes comfort looks like becoming a smaller version of yourself just to avoid change. The comfort zone is not always where you feel good. Sometimes it is simply where you feel familiar, and familiarity can become a cage. There are people surviving lives they no longer recognize, lives that are safe enough to continue, but too small to truly live. The tragedy is not failure. The tragedy is reaching the end of your life and realizing you never gave yourself permission to grow. Freedom often begins with discomfort. Growth almost always does. One of the strangest mistakes people make is announcing every dream before it has roots. Every idea, every goal, every plan, shared immediately, displayed immediately, exposed immediately. But not everything needs an audience. A seed does not become stronger because everyone is watching it. In fact, some things grow better in silence. Some dreams need privacy. Some beginnings need protection. Because the early stages of growth are fragile. Not everyone will understand your vision. Not everyone should. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is work quietly, without applause, without validation, without needing anyone to believe in it yet. Because your dream does not become real when others approve of it. It becomes real when you keep showing up for it. Every expert was once a beginner. Every masterpiece began as something unfinished. Yet many people abandon their journey because their first steps do not resemble their final vision. They compare their beginning to somebody else's middle. They compare today's effort to tomorrow's dream. But every process has stages. Every destination has distance. The bicycle is not the enemy of the car. The first page is not the enemy of the book. The small step is not the enemy of the great achievement. Respect your beginning. Do not insult where you are simply because you know where you want to go. Everything meaningful starts small, including the person you are becoming. There's something interesting about people who actually move forward. Their shoes rarely stay clean. Their plans rarely look perfect. Their progress is rarely elegant. Because action creates friction. Action creates mistakes. Action creates failure. The people who never try often appear flawless because untouched dreams never become messy. But untouched dreams never become reality either. The shoe that walks will never look perfect, and that is okay, because the purpose of your life is not to remain clean. The purpose of your life is to move. A perfect plan that never begins is worth less than an imperfect step taken today. Some battles are necessary. Others are simply distractions wearing the mask of importance. Many people spend years burning themselves in arguments, environments, and relationships that were never meant to be carried. They confuse endurance with strength, but sometimes strength looks different. Sometimes strength looks like leaving. Sometimes strength looks like silence. Sometimes strength looks like walking away before the flames consume everything. Not every conflict deserves your energy. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every fire deserves your body. Protect your peace, because where your attention goes, your life follows. People are terrified of failure. Not because failure hurts, but because they think failure says something permanent about who they are. Failure is information. Failure is correction. Failure is feedback. Imagine an archer standing before a target. The first arrow misses. Then another misses, and another. Would we call him a failure, or would we call him someone learning to aim? The true failure is not missing the target. The true failure is deciding never to shoot again. Every meaningful life contains missed arrows. Every meaningful life contains wrong turns. Every meaningful life contains moments of doubt. The people who eventually arrive are not the people who never miss. They are the people who continue aiming. And now we return to the sentence we began with. No one is coming to save you, not because you are unloved, not because you are forgotten, not because you are alone, but because your life is asking for your participation. It is asking for your courage, your decision, your movement, your step. The future you keep imagining is not waiting for permission. It is waiting for action. Quiet action, imperfect action, honest action. Perhaps there is something you already know you need to do. A conversation, a decision, a beginning, a goodbye, a first step, a return to yourself. You already know what it is. The question is no longer whether somebody will rescue you. The question is whether you are finally ready to move. No one is coming to save you, and perhaps that is the best news you will hear today, because it means your future has not been handed to strangers. It means your freedom has not been locked behind someone else's decision. It means your life remains in your hands. Stand up quietly. Begin privately. Walk imperfectly. And keep moving. The soul rarely screams. Most of the time, it whispers. And maybe tonight, it is whispering only one word. Begin. 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 For those still listening, this is only the beginning. Subscribe.